This program is proudly brought to you by the VAFA Live Official app. With live scores, team stats, player stats and much, much more. Everything you need for the VAFA in the palm of your hand. Download it from the App Store or Google Play now.
Hello viewers, my name is Dominic Cunha and I'm from Complete Sports Management. We're here at Bulleen Park West where we've just witnessed Marcellin defeat Melbourne Uni by 57 points. I'm here with one of the co-coaches from Melbourne Uni, Matt Ogilvie. Well Matt, when it comes to conditions, you're not going to get anything like Melbourne weather like today. Rain, hail, wind, and the hail was that bad that halfway through the third quarter we had to go off and stop the game for a few minutes. I can only imagine what it was like for the girls playing out there today and for you as coach watching on.
Yeah, I think it was the toughest conditions I've ever seen out on a footy ground. I mean, I've never had to go off for rain or hail like we did in that third quarter. So we just told the girls to play wet weather footy. You know, get the ball forward, get the ball moving as soon as possible and as soon as they can. And I mean, we're up against the reigning premiers in Marcellin who used that ball really, really well in the first two quarters. We're able to put a couple of goals on, and then obviously after that it was torrential rain, so we just tried to play our structures and play the way we wanted to play and try and get some score on the board.
Yeah, well, you touched on Marcellin being the reigning premiers. In terms of preparing for today's game, obviously not taking into account the weather, going into the game, obviously you would have had plenty of structures trying to work out how to beat these reigning premiers who've obviously set the standard of the competition over last season and going into this season.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, they had some really, really good stats last week, really good hit-outs. We knew they were coming in with that sort of taller lineup than we sort of had. We were planning on trying to use our speed around the ground, but that was nullified in about the first 2 seconds when it was pouring rain. And we just went back to our normal structures of trying to get the ball forward, I guess. And we had a lot of new names and different names from last week, so they took some time to gel. But I thought our backline in the last half maybe was really, really good. I mean, they could have blown the score out to a lot more than it was, and I thought we held really, really steadfast in our defence, and which was a good part of our game. We just tried to move it forward at all costs, but unfortunately that didn't happen as much as we liked due to their defensive press and things like that. So we take it 1 week at a time. We just prepare for next week's game now.
Yeah, and you also mentioned on plenty of new names for today's game compared to last week. Did that play a role as a coach? Just a couple of new names here and there, trying to, like you said, gel into this team structure. How do you think they went today on the list?
I think our whole list played a great game. We never dropped our head. It would have been easy for us to drop our head in that second or third quarter when the hail came down and all that sort of stuff. But what I really liked about our team today is we played the brand of footy that we wanted to play. We pressured the ball carrier a lot. We had those periods where, as I said, we could have dropped our head, but we played that sort of team football, that selfless football, and things like that, which I was really happy about. I mean, you're always going to get new names into a side and the ins and the outs, and we also had a couple of injuries to start off that, which didn't help us either. But I mean, you've got to just push through that and be confident in your players that you've trained them well during the week to do the task at hand.
Okay. Well, commiserations on the result today, Matt, but we thank you for your time and we'll see you next week at your first home game of the season.
Yeah, it's really good. Hopefully we can show the girls next week our home ground and we can play the mug away of football.
Yep, awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for your time.
No worries, thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Joel.
Thanks, Dom, and welcome to Bulleen Park. We've got Tom, the coach of Marcellin here, and we've got Laura, one of the best players today on the field. And Laura, we'll start interviewing with you. My name's Joel Gibbons, by the way. We'll start interviewing Laura. And Laura, what inspired you to play football?
When I was really young, like primary school, I used to just play at recess with the guys, and my brother was really into football, and my mum lived for the sport, so they would just convince me for years to come on down, and about under 10 started playing with the guys and just haven't stopped.
Fantastic. And how was the weather today? It was pretty wet out there. What was the main focus for today?
really just being able to get a grip on that ball when it was just sliding through your hands. Lots of the ground balls, which was actually really good for us. I feel like we love these kind of conditions, and we adapted to the conditions, as Tommy would say, and yeah, we came out actually being better for it.
And of your best players today, who do you think who were the main contributors today?
Oh, that's a hard one. We have like a really all-rounded team, because without the back line, we wouldn't have kept it to such a low score on the other side, and the wall was so good. And even in the forward line, we had people like we had Wigo and Carla get the dressing gown and the pillows. So I really feel like they're an all-round team effort.
Fantastic. And we'll go to Tom here, the coach. So, Coach, what were your main pointers in the rain today? Because it wasn't the best conditions for footy.
No, it was a cyclone out there today. So, look, it was fantastic. Well, obviously, as Laura said, we just had to adapt. A lot of balls on the ground. We spent a fair bit of training doing ground balls, which came in handy. Obviously, just getting the ball on as quickly as possible. I think today's the day where handballs are probably limited. I just thought, we're first at the footy. We got a lot of free kicks, which kind of suggests that today, I reckon, we were first at the footy getting rewarded, which was fantastic.
And of your main players, who do you think contributed best today?
24 contributors today,
24
mate.
contributors today.
Everyone on the ground did a fantastic job. Look, Laura obviously get an interview, get the chocolates today, mate. But look, that was the thing. It's these conditions. It's really hard for people to really stand out and break the lines. We had 24 out there today that did a job for the team, and it's something we can really draw forward when these conditions occur again.
Melbourne Uni had a nice win last week, and you beat them pretty convincingly today. So what do you think about today's performance? And next week's performance, you've got St. Kevin's, and that's a grand final rematch from last season. What's your thoughts on that game? So what's your thoughts on this game and the next game coming up?
Yeah, obviously Melbourne Uni had a great win last week, and we know coming in today was going to be tough. Look, we're just going to take it week by week with our opposition. Next week in St. Kevin's, we're going to be really excited about, and I'm sure they're going to be pretty pumped up to have a crack at us. But I think every week, no matter who you're playing, it's going to be competitive, and it's something I think all teams in Premier Division should be really excited about. Just the standards going up. There's going to be no easy games. So yeah.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Laura. And that's it for us at Complete Sports Management. My name is Joel. See you next week.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.